Shut up. When I talk, shut up.
I don't want to shut up.
Shut up.
I don't want to shut up.
When I talk, shut up.
I don't want to shut up.
Canelo. When I talk, shut up.
And what? And then what? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Fuck you
What do you
up.
want to do?
Edgar Berlanga just continued from where he stopped with Canelo Alvarez at the press conference as he ran up to the world champion and almost slapped him before he was pulled away from the Mexican. Well, if there's a conclusion we can all come to, it's that Edgar Berlanga's gimmicks only mean one thing: that he's provoking and inciting Canelo Alvarez into giving him the most brutal beating of his career.
A lot of shake, they do nothing in the fight. So I hope this fight is different, and I hope the way he talks, he fight.
What do you think about the master of first-round knockouts being knocked out in the first round? Interesting, right? Canelo possibly has a surprise for us. On the first day of September, exactly 13 days to their world title fight, both Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga were to meet for another round of face-offs before they finally get into their fight week in the coming week. Edgar Berlanga was on ground early enough, and probably as a result of being the A fighter, Canelo Alvarez was late for some minutes.
Good morning is gone. So, take it easy. Take it easy. Your morning is gone. If I fuck you up right now, your morning is on.
And once he appeared, those around couldn't tell whether it was Canelo Alvarez's lateness or it was just his presence that annoyed Berlanga. He suddenly rushed up to Canelo and threw his hands at the unmoved champion. Just as he did that, members of both teams got between them and separated them till the atmosphere was cool enough for a face-off. While all this happened, Canelo Alvarez, being the legend he is and having fought boxing's very best, was unfazed by Edgar Berlanga's moves.
Pero te voy a dar la putiza de tu vida, la putiza de tu vida. ¿A mí te acuerdas? La chinga de tu vida te voy a dar.
And when it was time for the face-off, each fighter's hands were held back to avoid any brawl between the two. Afterwards, the fighters departed the scene and won't be having any physical meeting until fight week. It's been a while since Canelo Alvarez was provoked before a fight, and as you'd expect, the last time such happened, his opponent was brutally punished. This may be the fate of Edgar Berlanga on September 14th, but the Puerto Rican appears unusually confident about his victory come fight night. His words have been powerful and boastful, as he keeps doing his best to impose himself on the entire boxing world.
To get that 17th first round knockout, like trying to knock him into retirement.
Yeah, I want to definitely retire him, for sure. That's my goal.
Edgar Berlanga made a bold proclamation ahead of his Sept 14 fight with Canelo Alvarez. The unbeaten super middleweight told TMZ Sports he's destined to become a legend and take over the sport of boxing and become the face. He added he wants to definitely retire Alvarez. Berlanga also discounted Canelo's February 2nd 61 record as a professional, arguing the 34-year-old fought a lot of guys in Mexico that were selling oranges on the corner early in his career.
But at the end of the day, we got to go in there, we got to fight, and we got to tussle, and we got to do what we got to do, you know what I'm saying? So, like what he said something, he said, oh, every fighter wants to knock out. Yeah, everybody wants to knock out.
If nothing else, Berlanga is supremely confident in his own abilities. During his presser with Canelo last month, he implied he has more punching power than Gennady Golovkin and James Kirkland. 17 of Berlanga's previous fights ended by knockout or TKO, and he reeled off 16 straight first-round KOs to open his career. That dominance tailed off as he began to climb the boxing ladder, though. Prior to flooring Padraig McCrory in the 6th round of their February encounter, Berlanga saw 5 fights go the distance.
He's been saying his last 3-4 fights that he's going to knock somebody out in the 7th round or the 8th round, and he never did that.
There's nothing to suggest Berlanga, ESPN's No. 6 super middleweight, will present any issues for Alvarez inside the ring. ESPN's Mike Coppinger bluntly wrote after this matchup was finalized in July. Berlanga will be a big underdog when he steps inside the ring at Las Vegas's T-Mobile Arena, but he's clearly not approaching the event with that kind of mindset.
So for the Mexican fans then that don't like him.
A lot of Mexicans don't like him.
Interestingly, this isn't the first time the pair have come close to blows since the fight was fixed. As they approached their September showdown, Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga got a little heated during an earlier face-off. The 22-0 prospect Berlanga is hoping to shock the world and add the Mexican icon to his record. The Chosen One has a knack for finding the knockout punch, but he is entering the bout next month as the heavy underdog. With their fight fast approaching, Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga clashed in more than one way at their press conference early last month. Things got heated between the two fighters though. Alongside the traditional trash talk, Alvarez and Berlanga's face-off turned unusual. As proceedings began to ramp up, the boxers took a complete U-turn in their intimidation tactics. Continuing with their war of words, they also began making carnal gestures toward one another. In Mexico, what Saul Canelo Alvarez did to Edgar Berlanga during their very first face-off leading up to their September fight is known as an Alber. The people from Mexico have a hypersensitive sense of humor, and they use double meaning or double entendre for almost everything. Given that Berlanga is Puerto Rican, he is familiar with this type of banter, and he did his best to respond to everything Canelo was throwing at him. But Mexicans are fast with their Alvarez, and they often are not even understood. Alvarez started taunting Berlanga as both of them posed for pictures during their face-off in front of the press. At a certain point in the press conference, none other than Caleb Plant, who was already defeated by Canelo and was going back and forth with Berlanga. At a certain moment of their exchange, Canelo did feel a little left out and asked Plant to relax. Not long after that, he also started taunting Berlanga by letting him know what expects him on September 14th. As Alvarez stood in front of all the cameras looking sideways at Berlanga, he said, "You're gonna feel so much pain. You hit like my son. So take it easy. You are getting the beating of a lifetime." Soon the two would stand and trade words held by security, and the champion specified his intent not to lay hands on Berlanga. Why? Alvarez said, "I don't want to mess you up right now because your money is gone, so take it easy." But Berlanga reiterated his determination and resolve to take the throne in return. The Chosen One announced, "I'ma take your place." This altercation mirrored what Alvarez had told PPV.com.
At this level is intelligence and IQ. And we're not going to end up like that with a...
The Guadalajara native carried more motivation, zeal, and passion during the presser, as he had told PPV.com. "Mexico versus Puerto Rico motivates me even more." It seems he is not the only one. When the two took their seats and answered the fans' questions, Berlanga assured the fans and reporters that he was up for the task. The Brooklyn native pointed out that Alvarez had fought everybody, including the big names. The super middleweight champions list of legendary opponents included Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Gennady Golovkin. His varied advantages of size and speed at different career stages had worked for Alvarez. But Berlanga theorized that their bout would be different. He added, "What makes it different about this fight is not about physical. It's about IQ and intelligence. And that's what's going to make the difference on September 14th. Does Berlanga have the skills and ring IQ to outwit Alvarez? No one is sure after weighing in their resumes. The fans will find out whether this will be the case soon. With the Edgar Berlanga fight, Canelo Alvarez is chasing his 5th straight win since losing to Dimitri Bivol over 2 years ago, which was only the 2nd defeat of his 65-fight career. Not unlike his upcoming matchup against Berlanga, Canelo fought a promising star with heavy hands last time out. Before the action got underway, many expected former opponent Jaime Munguia to be a serious threat on the feet for the 34-year-old. The veteran showed just how elite he is by dominating his opponent to a unanimous decision victory. Canelo Alvarez will be hoping to put on another outstanding display when he steps into the ring against Edgar Berlanga next month. While he has his work cut out for him in his upcoming bout, the North American still has his sights set on other potential fights. One name that continues to call for a shot at Canelo Alvarez is Jake Paul. Jake has made a stamp on the sport of boxing world since debuting back in 2020. Saul Canelo Alvarez has been calm, cool, and collected ever since he took his throne as the super middleweight king. Opponents have come and gone, heaping combinations of praise and respect toward him. Even arch-rival Gennady Golovkin kept it kind during their trilogy meeting, after years of animosity. The last fighter who provoked Alvarez in the build-up stages of a fight was Caleb Plant, who scuffled with Alvarez during a press conference only to be knocked out in the 11th round when they met. Immediately before Plant was Billy Joe Saunders, who irked Alvarez, especially throughout fight week, and paid for it with a broken eye and then retirement. That was in 2021, when Alvarez was at the peak of his powers.
No, he's not the same, but he's weight class, the 175, and I don't really want to say what he's need to do to have the fight.
It's also the last time he knocked out an opponent. A loss to Dimitri Bivol at light heavyweight and unanimous decision wins against Golovkin, John Ryder, Jermell Charlo, and Jaime Munguia have followed. Alvarez is now promising a turn-back-the-clock-like performance on Sept 14 when he takes on rising upstart contender Edgar Berlanga. After a cordial press conference Monday in New York, respect went out the door the second they met on Tuesday at the Beverly Hills Hotel, as Alvarez and Berlanga had to be separated by security after an explosive, expletive-filled eruption. "You don't bring anything to me that I haven't seen before," Alvarez quipped. "You're going to see, idiot," Berlanga fired back. 8 rounds, mark my words. "I'm not going to have compassion," said Alvarez. "These kind of idiots keep me motivated. I don't want to fuck you up right now because your money will be gone." At the age of 34 and 65 fights into a near 20-year career, Alvarez is embracing new ways to fan the flames, and Puerto Rico's Berlanga appears armed with gallons of gas.
So, but now it's a time to ask for me, right? If they want me to fight them, they need to pay me good.
"I love it when an opponent pisses me off. When someone gets under my skin, I make them pay the hard way," said Alvarez. The chosen one Berlanga is an 8-year pro who kicked off his career by knocking out 16 consecutive opponents in the first round, but he has shown flaws since stepping up the competition in recent years. Most recently, in February, Berlanga knocked out Padraig McCrory in 6 rounds. "I'm the type of fighter who comes to fight. I won't be running," said Berlanga. "Canelo was once in my shoes, and now it's my time to make my name and become a legend in the sport of boxing. This is gonna be a firefight. It's gonna be different. This is a gladiator sport at the end of the day. We're looking to take each other out. It's going to the next level." Berlanga also pointed to his boxing IQ as the reason he would beat Alvarez. Alvarez exploded in laughter. "He thinks he has more intelligence than me and everyone I've fought," Alvarez said.
They don't like him. He's because he got all the money, he got 40, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, but money don't make you, know what I'm saying? It's about how you treat the people, how you treat the minorities, the people that don't got none, the janitor, you know what I'm saying?
"Come on, bro. He's not gonna be able to touch me. I wanna see him try. Your turn is coming. You think you have more IQ than Floyd Mayweather and Miguel Cotto? He's nothing compared to them. You're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna make me laugh. I motivate myself because I love what I do. I love boxing. These types of fights and fighters motivate me even more. I'm gonna train like never before." Alvarez is exuberant with confidence due to his superior skills and experience, and the fact that he's facing his softest touch since forcing Avni Yildirim to quit after 3 rounds during a mandatory title defense. That was right before Alvarez faced Saunders, in what ultimately resulted in Alvarez being crowned the pound-for-pound king and fighter of the year in 2021.
All right, gentlemen, if we can take our seats.
Now Alvarez is calling the shots as the face of boxing and sport's biggest breadwinner, picking and choosing any dance partner as he pleases. Odds makers believe there is plenty of smoke and no fire around the Berlanga fight. DraftKings lists Alvarez as a minus 1,400 betting favorite and Berlanga as a plus 750 underdog. As for Saul Canelo Alvarez, he is in the final stages of his preparation for the fight against Edgar Berlanga on September 14th in Las Vegas. The Mexican fighter will once again defend his super middleweight champion belts at the T-Mobile Arena in Sin City. To prepare for such an important bout, he has enlisted the help of Teofimo Lopez, the super lightweight world champion. Canelo and the Honduran boxer, who boasts a record of 20 wins with only one loss in his category, star in a video that has gone viral on social media. The video shows them training at a camp near Lake Tahoe, on the border between Nevada and California. In the video, Canelo can be seen against the ropes, delivering his best punches and fine-tuning his movements ahead of the upcoming fight against Berlanga. The Mexican fighter gives a masterclass in defensive techniques, working on his waist movement and dodging his opponent, all without wearing headgear and only marking the punches. Trainer Eddie Reynoso is seen overseeing the entire training session between Alvarez and Teofimo, who appears to have become Canelo's best ally in his preparation to face Berlanga in the ring. The video also shows Canelo explaining to his training partner some tactics to escape from tricky situations when cornered against the ropes.
I don't think so. Remember, you gotta understand, he fought probably like 30 of his fights was in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fought a lot of guys in Mexico that was like selling oranges on the corner and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Edgar Berlanga might have bitten off more than he can chew, and Kieron Davis isn't holding back on what he thinks about the Brooklyn Brawler's chances against Canelo Alvarez. The middleweight contender is convinced that Berlanga messed up big time by poking the bear, aka Canelo, before their much-anticipated showdown on September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And if there's one thing Davis believes, it's that an angry Canelo is a dangerous Canelo. Berlanga, sitting on an impressive 22-0 record with 17 knockouts, has been hyping up the fight with some classic New York trash talk. But it looks like the trash talking may have backfired, as Davis points out that it's only fueled the fire inside the prideful Mexican superstar. No one's gotten under Canelo's skin like this, Davis explained. But let's be real. Berlanga's talking game might be strong, but is he really prepared for what's coming? Davis doesn't think so. The issue, according to Davis, is that Berlanga's career has been rushed. Promoters have been more focused on padding his record with easy wins than actually preparing him for a beast like Canelo. He's been matched up with lower-tier fighters, building this unbeaten record that doesn't tell the full story, Davis said.
at the end of the day, we gotta go in there, we gotta fight, and we gotta tussle, and we gotta do what we gotta do, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what he said something, he said, oh, every fighter wants a knockout. Yeah, everybody wants a knockout. But are you gonna deliver it or not? You know what I'm saying?
It's all been leading to this massive money fight, but Davis argues that Berlanga skipped some crucial steps along the way, steps that could have included facing fighters like David Benavidez or Caleb Plant. So what are Berlanga's actual chances of pulling off a miracle? Davis doesn't seem optimistic. He's going to try, but it won't be enough, he said bluntly. Even with Berlanga's youth and power, Davis believes Canelo's experience and ring IQ will be too much for him. Canelo's seen it all. He's fought every style, and even if he's lost a step, he still knows how to get the job done. Berlanga's slim chance, one shot or bust against a fired-up Canelo, warns Davis. Davis did give Berlanga a sliver of hope, though. If he lands a one-shot bomb, he's got a chance, Davis admitted. Berlanga is known for coming out of the gate strong, charging at opponents and landing heavy shots early. But this isn't some B-level fighter like Berlanga's past opponents. This is Canelo Alvarez, and if Berlanga can't land that perfect punch, he's in for a long night.
That was him keeping Canelo sleeping. Canelo's not training as hard, but I think that he kind of woke him up. And I think that probably not going to be good for him. A mad Canelo is a focused Canelo.
The real nail in the coffin for Berlanga, according to Davis, is that he's banking on his so-called ring IQ to beat Canelo. But Davis isn't buying it. Berlanga's IQ doesn't come close to Canelo's, he said, adding that the young fighter seems to be repeating what his camp is telling him rather than actually believing it. Canelo has fought every kind of fighter out there, and his ability to adapt in the ring is second to none. As far as the outcome goes, Davis doesn't see this fight going the distance. A mad Canelo is a focused Canelo, Davis warned. Berlanga's trash talk may have woken the sleeping giant, and now it's too late to undo the damage. Whether Berlanga keeps running his mouth or tries to play nice from here on out, Davis believes the result will be the same. A knockout, and not in Berlanga's favor.
Like 6-round knockout.
Systematic breakdown or a clean shot?
Either or.
6 rounds. That's all Davis is giving Berlanga. Whether it's from a systematic beatdown or a single clean shot, Davis is convinced that Canelo will end it early. Berlanga might have gotten his big payday, but it seems like he's also signed up for a brutal reality check. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.